Good morning. How are things? Try to stick around a little longer this time around. Were you having trouble with your computer? Is that what I remember you telling me?
Hey.
Betty? Do you, Betty? Roll over.
Left again. Hey everybody, we're gonna get started here in just about a minute. Once we get done with the warm-up today, we'll be turning that in. So just make sure that you have a capital and a period and a complete sentence. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started on our warm-up. I'm gonna take my camera off so I actually can present and have things move a little bit faster. So here we go. Waiting for it to completely load because that was the other day's question. Okay. So here you go. Parenting. What is it called when the egg and sperm meet? Here we go. In 3, 2, 1, start. And then when you get done, just make sure everything is as it should be. And then I would turn them in. About 45 seconds. $19 seconds. And again, I would turn that in when you get done. Okay, so your time is up. All right, so I'm going to do a little review first here so that we can kind of recap what we did the last time. I'm just trying to upload some assignments I want to drop in. So give me a second to do that. Here we go. Okay. I'm just throwing something in I need for this class for just a second. So let me work on that for just a second. I don't like to put them on there and have people rush to get them done when I have to talk about them. So that's why I'm doing that. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about a recapping what we learned the last time around. So I would like those that feel comfortable to unmic and just be able to participate. So I'm going to go over some of our terms that we've talked about, and then I'm also going to show the diagrams and see if you guys can name some of the things I'm going to show you. So let's see. What organ in the male anatomy produces sperm? What organ in the male anatomy? What's that? What produces sperm?
Testicles.
Yes, very good. Thank you. What releases the egg from the ovary? What is that called when an egg is released? Starts with an O.
Ovaries.
Nope, not ovaries. Close. It has some of the.
Ovulation.
Yes, thank you. Ovulation. Very good. What do you call the tube that transports sperm to the penis? What's that called? Starts with a V. A V? Tube that transports sperm to the penis. What is that? Starts with a V. Anybody? Okay, that's called the vas deferens. Vas deferens. Let's see. What do you call it when the sperm and egg meet? Starts with a C.
Conception.
Conception, yes, very good. Let's see here. What is the sac below the penis that houses the testes? What's that called?
You want to put that as that is your answer.
Come on, Sky.
Isn't it a sack?
Yeah, what is it?
Be mad at Daddy. How?
Starts with an S. Okay, it's called the
The scrotum.
scrotum. Oh, very good, Xavier. Nicely done. What do you call, it's in the female body, it houses the baby for 9 months. It's also has a lining in it that gets shed once a month. What is that? What is that organ called?
Uterus.
Yes, very good, uterus. What is the neck of the uterus and or opening into the vagina gets to be 10 centimeters when a baby is being pushed by the mother? Starts with a C. Starts with a C. Anybody? Okay, the answer is cervix. Let's see here. How about the passageway for the egg? What is that called? The egg gets fertilized in these. It's where the egg travels.
Is it the
You're gonna go ahead, Tanner.
is it the pee-pee?
No.
Is it the testes?
Nope.
Then I'm lost.
It's in the female.
Is it the veg?
Nope. It's in the female body. It's where the egg travels, and it gets fertilized there.
Then I'm lost.
Okay. Anyone else know that one? It's 2 words. Fallopian tube. All right, so let's get back into the male. And actually, you know what? I want to do some identifying. So, do you know what number 10 is? Look at the diagram, and do you know what number 10 is? It's this tube right here that goes outside of the anatomy here, the male penis. It has a liquid that comes out, but what is that tube called? Starts with a U. Pull up your diagrams if you can and look at it.
Urethra.
Yeah, thank you. Urethra. What is number 1? What's number 1 here? What is that? What's number 1? Number 1? Scrotum. What's number 2? Number 2, what is it? We're going to do a challenge today on this, so you're going to need to know this information. What was number 2? Look back at it. What's number 2? Some of you that got a pretty good score on this, I'm waiting to hear you chime in here. JK, Cameron, Kyla, do you have any idea what number 2 is? Number 2? What is number 2 pointing to? Nobody knows.
Testicles.
All right, thank you. Like pulling teeth here. All right, one more on this and then we'll move on. What is this long tube that starts at the testicle and comes all the way up and around? What is that called? 2 words.
Is it the fallopian tube?
Nope, that's in the female. This is the male.
Is it some other tube?
Well, yes, but there's not, the word tube is not in it.
Is it the urethra or something like that?
Nope. Nope, that was number 10. This is called the vas deferens right here. Vas deferens. All right, let's go to the female. Let's see what we can remember here. Okay, I'm going to try not to show the words. All right, so what is number 1 in the female? What is that? What's number 1? What do you think it is? What's number 1?
Ovaries.
Thank you. What's number 2 pointing to? What's this?
Fallopian tubes.
Thank you. What's number 3?
Uterus.
Thank you. What is number 4?
Is it the cervix?
Nope, that's not number 4.
Bladder.
Yes, thank you. What's number 5?
Urethra.
Thank you. What's number 6?
Vagina.
What's number 7?
Cervix.
Very good. Well, why is it that you know the female better than the male? What's up with that?
Because I really wasn't here Monday, so yeah.
Okay, gotcha. All right.
Same for me.
All right, so I'm gonna finish talking about the male. Those that missed it, the video is on the live stream. You can watch that and then get all the answers that you need to for the male. But we're gonna do a challenge today, and so if you have the notes for the male and female anatomy, you're gonna need them. Okay, so that's just a plug when we get there. But I want to go and finish up the male reproductive, and I'll do a quick recap because it seems like we need it a little bit. All right, so let me just recap a little bit. So for the internal organs of male, so typically females own we have our sex organs up inside of us. And male, your sex organs are typically on the outside of your bodies, but there are some that are interior. Okay, so those are the ones I'm going to tackle right now. And we did this one last week, but just so you know, we're on Monday. So the seminal vesicle is right here. Okay, I don't know if you remember my little trick. Does anyone remember my trick on how to remember that one? Anything ring a bell that has to do with a cartoon show? Okay, well, let me restate. So the seminal vesicle is also right here. You can see that. And so to me, I try to associate things with what I already know that'll help me remember. So when I looked at this, it kind of looks like Marge Simpson's hair on The Simpsons. And the Simpsons start with S, and so does seminal vesicle. So I did kind of a memory of a cartoon and a play on letters. And then Marge is a mother who nourishes her children, and the seminal vesicle adds a nourishing fluid to the sperm to keep it healthy. Okay. So then it's showing you the urethra here and the penis. It's showing you the scrotum, the testes, the epididymis. It's also the in this, it's going to show the vas deferens, okay, which is this tube here. And then we defined everything. So testes, there's two. They're basically 100 tiny little tubules, and it's where sperm is formed. The epididymis is for storage, and it's also a place that allows the sperm to mature. The vas deferens is kind of the same type of tube that's similar in the female to the fallopian tube. So relating it back to something you know, it carries the sperm, just like the fallopian tube carries the the egg, the ova. Then you have your seminal vesicle, which is basically adds that nourishing fluid that I was talking to you about. The prostate and the Cowper's gland. The prostate does enlarge in older men. It can be an issue as you age, and so some men will have, get their prostate removed because it's infected with cancer. The Cowper's gland, remember that the urethra is really acidic because urine is acidic, and so the Cowper's gland will secrete a fluid that will come before the semen that will help, knock out that the acidity, okay? So it helps lubricate the urethra so that ejaculation can take place. And then the urethra is basically, it carries sperm and urine. So in the male anatomy, there's actually two systems at play here. There's the reproductive system and the excretory system, which has to do with excretion of urine. And they only have two areas on their body that are go to the external part. On a female body, we have three because our urethra is separate from our reproductive organs. Okay, in the male anatomy, they are shared. Okay, so here is the path of sperm produced in the testicles, travels via testicles to the epididymis, where it is stored and matured there, travels through the vas deferens, just like similarities in the female with the fallopian tube. While traveling through the vas deferens, sperm passes the seminal vesicle, where fluid is added to nourish the sperm, Marge Simpson, and then it still is traveling in the vas deferens, and the sperm will pass the prostate, Cowper's gland, where most fluids are added to make semen. Okay. All right, so here's just some FYIs. Shower or bathe daily, thoroughly cleansing the penis and scrotum, especially if a male is uncircumcised, to remember to fold that foreskin back. And to clean, remember too that foreskin is very porous. So they are concerned about STDs because it's just a really open environment for STDs to be transmitted. Wear protective equipment, use a cup or athletic support during physical activity. This shields the external reproductive organs. Remember that the testes are an organ, a gland, if you will, just like the ovaries. But in a female's body, our ovaries are tucked inside of us, so they're well protected. A male's organ is not very well protected. It doesn't have a pelvis that protects it. It doesn't have skin and other tissues and things around it. And so it's very susceptible to injury. You know, as a female, if you were to kick a male in the scrotum or penis, that could be very painful. and it could cause damage. So you got to be really careful about that. We, as a female, we're told that that's a, what do you call it? A weak point, that, if we were being harmed or hurt in some way, or we felt threatened, that would be someplace that would be a weak spot. But you should never do that unless you are fearing for your life, or that you're being hurt or harmed in some way, and that's the only way that you think you can get away. But otherwise, it should not be something that is just haphazardly thought as being funny, or something that that you would do just because.
Or
Yes.
or getting kidnapped. Or
Right.
getting kidnapped.
That's exactly what I'm talking about. So you would never do that, because again, there is no protection for that gland, and it's very painful. Okay. And as a female, we'll never know. But just take my word for it, it is painful. Performing regular self-exams. So there are things like testicular cancer where you would need to check if there's an unusual lump or bump or something that's causing you pain, because that could be the onset of cancer, and it's something that should be examined by a medical professional. Get regular checkups, probably between the ages of 12 to 18, you should be seeing your doctor once a year. As you age, men tend to drop off their medical checkups, and that can sometimes lead to other issues, because you don't see a doctor for 5 years, and then you might have an issue and the doctor hasn't seen you for so long, and so things might get a little out of hand. So it is a good idea to keep going and having a regular exam each and every year. But like I said, it kind of drops off after age 18, because you're out of high school. You don't have to have your physicals, things like that. Okay, so there are some issues like a hernia when part of the intestine or fat pushes through a tear in the abdomen wall. There are symptoms like lump in the groin near the thigh, pain in the groin, or blockage of the intestine. Surgery may be needed to repair the tear. Sterility, which is the inability to reproduce. It can be because of too little sperm or poor quality of sperm, which can cause sterility. It can be caused by X-rays, toxic chemicals, drugs, diseases, STDs, hormonal imbalances. So sterility means that you can't have any kids, okay? So if you would be found sterile, there would be no way you could father a child. Testicular cancer occurs most often with males between 14 and 40. So you are in the range for testicular cancer, which is why a self-exam is really important. They can treat it with surgery. So they go in and they take it out, send it off to biopsy to see if it is cancer. They may radiate the area, which they're going to use high energy rays to kill the tissue and hopefully get rid of the cancer. They might do something like chemotherapy, which is systemic, which means they're going to put it in your body and let it go through your blood vessels and transfer all the way around the body to try to kill those fast-growing cells, which are considered cancerous. There are prostate problems and prostate cancers that occur usually later in life. Your prostate can enlarge due to infection, a tumor, or just by your age. So these are things that you should be concerned with throughout your life. And this, hopefully this isn't the first time of you hearing this, but if it is, then now these are some things that you need to do to take care of yourself. Okay, and like I said, even though I'm a female, I do have a son. I do need to educate my son, because as the parent, that is my job. And even though it might make me feel uncomfortable, it's still very important that I communicate those things that are life-threatening or that could hurt or harm someone that I dearly care about. So, think of it that way. Sometimes you're an aunt or an uncle, or maybe one of your friends' kids feel more comfortable talking to you. So you do need to know about both sexes, because, again, you might be married to one, you might have a child that's a different sex than you, and we need to just be aware of the things that can cause problems, or just some educational things that our children or, people that we come in contact with need to know, good information that's educational. All right. I think that was my last slide on that one. All right. So I just wanted to do a quick recap over the male and female anatomy. I wanted to see where you were in your knowledge. And so I'm going to do a little challenge. And okay, so Miss Gray is here. So the challenge, I'm going to, Miss Gray, do you think it would be best if you took your group and just explained to them or went through it with them? And then I can stay here and talk to my group? Or do you want me to go over it and then you take it from there?
Yeah, that might be good. If you can go over it, and then I can try to answer questions once we go into our group.
Can you
Okay.
put the link in the chat so I can go over there?
It's for Google, it's in Google Classroom, Dustin.
For Mrs. Gray.
Oh yeah, I will, yes. Okay, so anyway, what was I saying? So Miss Gray, it's not gonna be with the groups in the chat or in our group, you're gonna take them somewhere else, right?
I'll probably take them right to my parenting meet that I
Okay.
normally use for my office hours.
Okay,
Yep.
perfect, okay. All right, and then do you wanna send me that link and I can put it in the chat, or you could too, that would be a good
Yeah,
thing.
I'll
But
just put it. Yeah, I can put it in the chat.
Okay, so everyone just hang tight, don't go anywhere because I need to explain the assignment before you head out, okay? So just hang on, I just wanted to look at the chat really quick. All right, so I'm gonna go into Google Classroom and I'm gonna talk about these two things. I would prefer if you didn't open it so that you could pay attention to what I'm doing and then we can chat, okay? All right, so I'm gonna have you guys use a new app called Kami, K-A-M-I. And basically what Kami does and what it allows is that you can color, write on a document that is considered a PDF or one that, in any other area you aren't going to be able to write on. But when you use Kami, you can actually, it's a tool that you can use to write on the document. Okay, so we're going to try it. It was down the other day when I tried it in another class, and if it is, we'll just roll with the punches, and I have another idea. But let's see. I'm going to show you what it is, and then you guys, after I get done explaining, we'll go do it. All right. So the first thing you need to open is Anatomy Reproductive Challenge. So you would open this, and you should either have up here it says open with Kami, or you can go open with, and Kami will also be an option. Okay, but I'm just going to go to the blue bar and I'm going to open with Kami. Okay, so once Kami opens, it takes a minute to get it to load. You are going to use Kami to, it says if the term belongs to the male, write M on the line. If the term belongs to the female, write F on the line. If the term belongs to both, write a B on the line. And if the term belongs to neither gender, write an N on the line. So you tell me, does the scrotum get an M, an F, a B, or an N? What is the answer?
The M.
Okay. So the M. So what I would do is I would go over here to the drawing tool. I would thicken up my writing. Actually, sorry, that's for something else. You can still use that, but I'm going to use the text box. And I'm going to click on it. A text box appears, and I'm going to put an M. And then I'm going to go to the next one, and I'm going to do another text box and write whatever it is, okay? So once I do that, I come down here, and it says, if you label the terms correctly, the code to unlock the next challenge box will be the numbers corresponding to the number of the male terms, the number of the female terms, the number of both terms, and the number of neither terms. So what I would do for this answer is I would go up here and count all of my M's. And let's say I have 8 M's, so I would put the number 8 here. Then I'm going to go up and count all of my F's. And I'm going to put the number here. Let's just say it's 5. I'm going to go back up to the top and find which ones have a B. Let's say there are 3 B's, so I put 3. And then I go back up to the top and I have 1 N. So I put a 1 here, okay? Then you're going to go back into Google Classroom and do the challenge codes. So I go to this and I put my email in, and you're going to do other and write in the word parenting. And then it's going to ask you what the code is. So when you get the code in there, it should take you to the next challenge. So you go back to this challenge number 2 and you answer these questions. Okay, so like for number 1, let's say it's C, and number 4 is F, or what have you. Okay, so you go down to the code. It says testicles. So what is the number to testicles? So let's say this was 4. So you put 4 here is to blank. So what do the testicles produce? Somebody tell me, what do testicles produce?
Sperm.
Okay, so you go back up here, and whatever sperm's number was, you're going to put that number here. And then you're going to do the same thing with ovaries. And what is produced in the ovary? What's produced in the ovary? It's a question I'm asking. What is produced in the ovary?
Egg.
Egg. Okay, so you go over here, and let's say the egg is number 7. So you put that here. Then it wants the code. So whatever testicles, that was 3, the code is 3. If sperm was 4, put a 4. Ovaries might be 6. And then ova is 5. And then you go back and go to your next challenge and write the code in, and that should take you to the next challenge. So you're going to go back and you're going to do challenge number 3. So this is asking not only for the identify, but a color. So what you would do is buff up your color. I got mine on 12. That's really thick. And I'm going to click on a color, and then I'm going to color it in. Okay? So that's what I need you to do. And also do the labeling. Okay? And then you're going to come down here and do the male. Okay, and once you get done with that, I will have the code in this assignment area. I'm going to have the next, it'll be a write-up right here, which will tell you what code I need to get you into number 3. And then your number 4 is to read this story, and then you're going to answer these questions in the crossword. Again, you should be able to write the answers in, okay, using Kami.
Miss Epka, if we don't get through the whole thing today, will we have time on Monday to work on this?
We should, yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Okay, so that is it. And then the first group that gets to Kami, I'm going to nominate for a reach card for this week and next week, because I don't know if I'll get them in time. So I'll just double check that I do by next week. Okay. So what I have to ask you is what questions you have, because I'm going to put you into groups. But Miss Gray is going to take a couple people with her, and she's going to work on that with you. Okay.
Yep. So I'm going to take Tanner, Trisha, Michael, and Dustin with me. So I'm going to go out and I'm going to log into my Meet where I normally have my office hours. So give me like 30 seconds, and then you guys can use that code and log in as well. Okay.
Did you put your login in the chat?
Yep.
Okay. Perfect. Okay.
When I open up that assignment thing, that I already tried to get the Kami thing before you said it, and it's not really working because I don't see the website, that the page that you put inside the assignment.
Okay,
thing.
so you would need to go to, let me get back there.
Like the assignment, yeah, I can't find that when I first open it.
Okay, so when you go to Anatomy Reproduction Challenge and you click on this copy right here.
There's none of that on mine. I can't find that one. I got the site open, but I just don't see the copy of the reproduction on there.
Is Zaria, can you see it?
Yeah, I can see it.
Okay. So will you just stay with me with your voice on and click on it? And then does it give you a direction to join Cami?
Oh, wait. I'm sorry. I was on the wrong one.
Okay, that's okay. Is this there?
Now I'm here. Okay. Yeah. No, I don't see the copy of reproduction PDF.
So when I'm showing this, you can't see it.
Wait, let me see something. Oh, the PDF is like, it's not with the two like Cami things. It's as like your work. So I do see it now again.
Okay, can you click on it and see if it like introduces Cami to you and that you can join Cami?
Yeah, it doesn't. You have to press, I'm pressing connect more apps. And I can
Oh, I
switch.
see it now. I just had to look to the side, to the sidebar
Yeah.
thing where the assignments are.
For
Okay, so-
Cami, you have to press open with and then go to the bottom. It's going to say connect more apps. And then you do the Cami PDF and document annotation. You have to connect it and then you can do it.
Thank you, Azaria.
Mhm.
Okay. So what I don't want you guys to work on it yet because I want to put you in groups. So let me do that. So Dustin, you should be with Mrs. Gray, Tanner with Mrs. Gray, Michael with Mrs. Gray, Trisha with Mrs. Gray. So you guys should be connecting with her through her parenting meet. So that's where you guys need to head right now. Dustin, are you with her?
No, I don't have the code. Or the link didn't pop up on mine.
Okay.
Tell her.
Me either.
Okay. Let me tell her that she needs to come back to get you guys. Did you look in your email? Because that's where a code would be sent.
Hold on, it might be in the email.
Tanner, are you here?
Yeah.
Are you with Miss Gray?
I don't know where to go.
Okay. Let me see in the chat if she gave you guys something. Logan, you are too hilarious.
What?
Logan's not here anymore. Kyla, have you gotten it to work yet? Miss Kyla.
No, it won't load.
Mhm.
Like I've been on a loading screen since I've opened it.
Okay, well, if I get you in a group with somebody, we'll have them be the operator and you just be the helper.
Okay.
That sound like it would work?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna see if Miss Gray sent me anything to see if there's something in my email that she has sent.
Can I do one on paper?
Like what?
Like, write it.
Okay, so I'm gonna throw you guys into groups and hold on, let me do this part really quick.
I'm not good working in groups. Very good.
Okay, well, you're gonna have to do your best, sister. All right, let's see here. Okay, I'm still working. Just hang tight. She's trying to get certain people in certain groups that are going to be best.
Is there even voice to type on there?
Just hang tight. All right, I'm almost there. Okay. All right, so I have you in groups, and I'm gonna jump in to kind of help and guide. So just give me an opportunity to do that. And our group number 1 is Azaria, Cameron, Gia, Sylvia. Group 2 is Donovan, Taylor, and Xavier. And group 3 is JK, Kyla, and McKenna. And my other group is Kaden, Caitlin, Callie, and Sierra. And then my last group is Dustin, Michael, Tanner, Trisha. Okay. And I asked Miss Gray to come back, so hopefully she will, and then we can just put her in a group with you guys. But what I want you to do in your group is see if everybody can open it and work with Cami. If only one of you gets Cami, then let's have you be the recorder, and then you go through with your group, finding the code and the answers, and then I'll be jumping back. Okay, so let's give this a go. I'm going to suck you out.
Cami worked for me, but I'm not very good with like starting things for other groups.
Okay, well, hopefully somebody else will have it. JK, is it looping or did you deny the request? Oh, there she goes. Okay, same with Caitlin. Did you deny the request or are you just still trying to get in?
It kicked me out of my breakout room.
Yep, I pulled you guys back in. Okay, so I'm sure we'll just have people joining us here as we.
Did something happen?
Yeah, I just pushed a button that sucked you guys back in with me. It was me. I did it.
So Callie and I've completed it on my own, but Callie, since it wasn't loading, I was not able to help her. So
Okay.
I was trying to do it on my Chromebook, trying to like log back into Classroom on my Chromebook. But
Oh, gotcha. Okay. Okay. Thank you, Sierra. Okay, so I'm still waiting on a couple people. McKenna, you were with JK and who else?
The Kyla.
Oh yeah. Okay, got it. So it
By
was
the
you.
way,
What?
Was there none that were supposed to be neither?
Right. There was 0. Right. You got that right. Yep. And then I did have Azaria and it was Cameron and I can't remember anybody else. Oh, there's Sylvia. Sylvia, you were with Azaria, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
So it was you and Cameron and there was one other person I can't remember.
There was me, Azaria, Cameron, and Giovanna.
Oh, Gia. Okay, got it.
Sorry
Yeah.
for the stutter.
Nope. Okay, awesome. I just want to make sure we can put those groups back next week and, okay.
How do I check the numbers to see if they're right again? I typed them in, but how do I know if I can move on to the next one?
Okay, so there she is. So if you go to the Google form and you type in those numbers, it should take you to the next challenge.
Oh, the Google form does it for you.
Yes. So once you get the code, that unlocks it.
Oh.
Okay. All right. So we're going to work on this next week just for a little bit of time. And I'll go over all the answers and things. I just wanted to do a quick review over what you guys have been learning. And I thought this would be a fun way to do it. It gets a little complicated when it's over virtual, but we have to try it, see if we can get it to work. So that's kind of what we were doing, being guinea pigs today. So I appreciate your patience and I thank you for coming and have a great day. And I will see you next Monday.
Miss Zepka, I don't know where my group ended up because I never could get into the meet. Yeah.
I sent them on their way. So,
Okay.
So no worries at all. So we'll just work on it again next week. And if I have to share my screen, then that's what I'll do.
Okay. I'm so sorry.
Oh, that's all right. No worries.
All right. I'll see you.
Technology, what are you going to do?
Right. All right. I'll see you 6th hour for culinary.
Okay. All right. Sounds good.
All right,
Bye.
bye.